Hello guys, in this video I'm going to talk to you about how I made a stupid mistake and lost 8.6R in one trade with some slippage from the NFP price movement, and almost lost a verification account in the process. So it involves bad management, bad planning, bad ego, bad psychology, bad everything. So don't miss this one. It's also got a trade recap with it, so you can get some valuable information from there. But yeah, I hope you're all good guys and enjoy the video. Alright guys, so now I'm just going to talk you through the trade I took, why I took it, and why I messed it up so badly. Okay, so starting on the 15 minute, it's a 15-minute base trade. Down here we had major structure on the 15 minute with a break of this low down here, followed by a break of this swing high up here. Okay, then following our swing structure rule, we cemented a high up here with this candle that closed below the candle to its left, creating new swing structure. Now this is minor swing structure because it didn't mitigate the discount of the previous leg, so that is that covered. So we're currently within minor 15 minute, which I trade from. Minor 15 minute is fine to trade from. I just don't trade from minor 1 minute structure. So looking at this, price has come up, and now at some point, yes, we are expecting price to come down and mitigate something down here. But we need price to mitigate something valid in order to cause that push backwards. And so for me, there was this unmitigated 15-minute premium over here that, you know, I was expecting price to tap into at least this zone, or this zone, or something up here. But it didn't. It just tapped into this little wick over here that is just in the discount, so we didn't reach the premium of that leg. And yes, it's a 15-minute zone. And I thought, hey, maybe that'll just be enough of a reaction to take price down to these lower zones and push us up, maybe up to these zones. So it was all looking good on the 15 minute to me, but you know, I could have taken into account that this low could have gone at any time. The other thing I could have taken into account was the fact that we were looking like we were going to cement a 4-hour high, which tends to mean that we're going to get a 4-hour pullback at least. And 4-hour is bullish, but we've built substructure within that leg. So we came down here, we had a 4-hour bit of substructure, then we've chopped on the 4-hour, and then if we cement a high, we're expecting a pullback to at least the discount of the 4-hour substructural leg. Okay. There's a lot of information, isn't it? But so here on the 15 minute, we've come down. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a mitigation of a zone on the 15 minute. Okay, so we've got zones down here for this 15 minute zone. Now, right here, I wasn't interested in buys because we didn't tap into a zone, even if I use this bit of wick as well. This is inducement to me. What we then did get was a mitigation of that zone. Down here, so price tapped in. So now, and also a sweep of this low that was formed. So now I'm thinking, right, okay, but did we mitigate something valid on the 1 minute as well? Let's have a look. If we look on the 1 minute, we can see we had a chock over here. Price continued up, didn't cement a high till here. So we've got this substructural leg here. We've also got the overall 1 minute major leg right there that was unmitigated as well. And then we've got zones that fall within both those discounts, and the first zone that sits nicely here would be this one right there. Could also come to this zone down here or this zone down here, but this is a perfectly nice zone. Also came down, mitigated something, and continued up right there. Okay, so going back to the right, we can see the price perfectly tapped into our 1 minute zone, which means, hey, that's a good confluence. So now what? Well, now we look at current price. And we can see that we had major 1 minute structure that then broke, turned bearish, had a mitigation of the extreme, and then we broke again. Then we had no mitigation of this premium, then we broke again. So we've got minor 1 minute structure and an unmitigated overall major premium up here. Okay, that we could expect at least price to come and mitigate. Okay, so once price taps in here, waiting for some kind of chalk. So let's have a look, see what happens. And there we get our 1 minute chalk. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm looking at following price, and if we keep moving along, you can see it looks at this point like we've mitigated this premium, and then price might continue down, but the little details that count, we just failed to tap that premium. So for me, longs were still on the cards. We broke all these minor supplies had failed at this point with that wick sweeping through them all. So for me, if price now comes down to our unmitigated leg here, we also had an internal leg, I believe. Is that, yeah, cemented internal high right there. So crossover zones would include this lovely candle right here. So looking at price to come into this candle, and if it gives us a 5 second, then things is adding up and we're liking what we see. So let's have a look if price comes down without mitigating the premium. Okay, down she comes. Okay, we've tapped in. So then we go on the 5 second, and we're like, okay, what we're waiting for? Equal lows. Could get a swept. Equal lows get swept. We break down again, got a new swing high, and that swing high gets broken. So at this point, I'm thinking this is where I get involved. I had a 1.2 pip stop on this one, covering the low. I think it was about there that I entered. May have covered the low. I think it was about there. Actually, I think it was up here. I think on my broker, my low was covered from here, but whatever. Just keep it like that. And price tags in. And now I'm thinking, right, well, I want to get at least 4R, and 4R is likely to happen because it's all the way down here, and I'm expecting price to come here, so 4R is in easy reach, because that's where I go risk-free with 20% off. And we get our risk-free pretty quick, okay? So now I'm fairly happy. I'm thinking, yay. But what happens next? So we're looking at this unmitigated premium here, right here, and that would be 8.17R, and that is a perfectly excellent trade to be happy with. Anyone should be happy with an 8.17R trade, and if you're not, you deserve a slap, and that is what I deserve, because I didn't take that. That's what you could have won. I didn't take that. I was thinking more on the lines of, for some reason, greed took over my head. This is also a verification that I took my first trade on. This was the second trade I took on this verification. I took one loss before this, and then I took this trade, okay? And by verification, I mean a phase 2 of my Forex funds. And I was doing that really to show how the 2.5% rule works for you, and to be sensible with your management, and how not to behave. And I've ended up being an example of literally how not to behave, and how to fuck up. So what was I aiming for? Well, instead of being happy with my 8.17R and having my 2.5% done for the week, I decided to look at areas up here that overall made sense with expectations of structure, but really it was not the safe option. Okay, so there was this right here. Now looking at this, the idea made sense for price to go up here. I mean, this was an unmitigated substructural premium on the 15-minute. Overall, my thoughts before, of course, were that price may even go up here. But in my head, I was being conservative, just thinking, right, okay, we'll go for this substructural premium because we could get a reaction from that to go lower. And if we go on the 1 minute, this is the area that really made sense because this was a 1 minute unmitigated premium, and there were zones in here that I was sort of just aiming for the first. I was actually aiming for the EQ of the 1 minute unmitigated premium. Okay. So yeah, that was the idea behind me holding the trade. And then price did just muck around for a while after this. If we just watch price, okay, so it was up and down, up and down, up and down. Now at this point, I was already kicking myself. I was thinking, because I didn't set my TP there, and price just tapped into, like swept the high, tapped into it, and then started to push down like here. So it felt to me at this point like, okay, well, you didn't make anything, at least you got risk-free, price is coming down. Now, in fact, that's not what happened. Price continued to go up and push up. Did the fact that I was upset that I hadn't taken profits here make me change my TP to then there once it came back up? No, it didn't. I thought, hey, God or someone is on my side, the trading gods, and this is going all the way. Plus we've got NFP, so that's probably going to take it to the moon. So I stayed in the trade, and then this was happening, and I was very, very happy at this point, thinking, okay, well, there's no way this can fail. And then it was rangy again, rangy, kept moving, and then we got a break of that 1 minute major high. So again, at this point, absolutely laughing. Now you might be thinking, well, surely that is a pass of your phase 2. Well, unfortunately it wasn't, because also got slipped a little bit on the loss I took before it, and I also, my risk was just 0.4 with the 20% off at risk at 4R as well. It didn't quite make the full profit. Okay, so it was almost there, but yeah, it didn't work out that way, unfortunately. So anyway, price kept going, and then okay, it broke up here, and I was thinking, right, okay, well, it swept a little bit, but okay, surely it can move above. Now at this point, I 100% should have closed this trade, okay, but I didn't. And then continue down. Now we're approaching NFP, and like this is where trading becomes gambling, and what I was doing here was gambling, because with NFP it's either going to shoot up or it's going to shoot down, And I was gambling on the fact, basically, that it was going to shoot up before it shot down, and get to my TP. And that's just a really stupid thing to do, especially when you're supposed to be doing a sensible 2.5% challenge with a phase 2 of a funding account. So don't do that. But I just want to show you that I can be an absolute mong sometimes. Right, okay, yeah, that was the money shot. So yeah, at this point we were approaching NFP. This is the minute before it, and I was thinking, that okay, we'd broken this major high now, so okay, what I'll expect is a pullback to the discount before then price continues on. And so when I saw price pull back to here, I wasn't upset. I was thinking, right, well, that fits with my expectation. It pulled back to the discount, and it's had this nice big chock right there. And what I did do at this point was move my stop loss to about, must have been around here. Okay, so I thought, you know, it's NFP, my stop loss is there, I'll be safe. How wrong was I? Okay, so what happened next with this next candle is I got slipped massively. So let's have a look. This is what I was looking at. Okay, so this was the next thing that happened, and I'm sure some of you might have been in this situation before. I don't think I've ever fully been on the receiving end of one of these. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, one of these nasty NFP candles, and it's completely my own fault. It's a completely stupid thing to do. I take full responsibility, and I just wanted it to be a lesson in what not to do, because yes, I moved my stop loss. Even though I moved my stop loss to here, I got taken out here. That is a 13 pip difference. Okay, so I'd locked in, or I thought I'd locked in 4R, but actually I ended up losing basically 8.6 R, and that's a lot of money. So yeah, it's not clever. It's very stupid. Don't do it. Close your trades if they're anywhere. If you're in any doubt about them, don't get attached to trades thinking it definitely has to do this, definitely has to do that. Stick to your rules, which I didn't do. I'm supposed to be doing 2.5% challenge. I preach all this stuff, but I just didn't do it. And I can't give you a straight answer as to why that is, but I can tell you that, you know, we're all human. We all make these mistakes, and just learn from them. And we never stop learning. We never stop making silly errors. But hopefully our silly mistakes become a higher level than the ones before. So yeah, that was fun, that trade. 8R lost instead of what could have been, I should have been very happy with. Oh, you know, its high point was a 13R win to an 8R loss. Okay, so yeah, that's that. I hope you got some value out of the trade recap itself, and some value out of what not to do. Anyway, cheers guys, hope you enjoyed that video.